All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
Want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all the Achamet. They're pushing the word of sincerity and the truth. It's the brothers here from Great Millstone, Atlanta. We have a lesson going into never underestimate yourself, and that's very, very important. Us brothers in the ministry of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, the Lord is raising us all up to be leaders. As it is written, we're a nation full of kings and priests. Of course, us as a people, we fail. We fail and lost our true heritage of being kings and priests, our spiritual stature on earth. As truly being Yasha'Allah, we fell to the things of the world. We went in captivity. So we have been brought very, very low. But the Lord brought us low to humble us and to bring us back up. And then on this road to of growth, and on this road to getting back up from the mire and the dirt, so sometimes you'll still hold fragmented pieces of things of the world that kind of traumatized you or weakened you, damaged you mentally, things of that nature. And you'll always feel, even in the truth, that you're you just you have a minimalist mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you're not strong enough to accomplish certain feats. You feel like you're not wise enough. You feel like you're not, like I said, strong enough. You don't have enough knowledge, wisdom. You don't have the proper understanding to guide and to lead, this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
And all these things come through way of excuse. And of course, you're not trying to make an excuse for yourself, but it nonetheless is an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord set us up to be leaders, man. You had certain men that was in the lowest of states, that was at the bottom, and the Lord brought them up from the dunghill. So you got to trust in Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and trusting and believing in the Lord is believing in the spirit within.
Right.
Believe that you can accomplish these things. Believe that the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, through Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, is dealing with you personally. And whatever you're dealing with in your personal struggle, don't hang your head over it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the scripture tells you. Matter of fact, can you get a second Ezra? Matter of fact, I'll get it right. I'll just get it real fast. Second Ezra 16 and 67. It says, "And the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves."
Mm-hmm.
Right. So sometimes sin takes a toll on certain brethren, and it starts to weigh them down, and they start to underestimate themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing you'll do when demons and so-called vices tend to pull away at you, maybe through bashfulness, being shy, sometimes being over humble, you start to neglect your role as a leader, man.
Yep.
Because you feel like you're not worthy. The Lord seen a particular worth in you to put you in this thing of ours, so to speak, through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and that's for all of us, man.
Yeah.
And we gotta truly come to grips with that.
Mm-hmm.
Not always looking at back then I sold drugs or did drugs, and and of course all these things is humbling, to know that the Lord actually chose you or called you into this ministry to serve and then come up under the service of the Lord. But sometimes you gotta get your head out of that over humble mindset, Now stay humble. Moses, as a prime example, he was known as the meekest of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta think, if Moses always contemplated about how the things that he did, the killing of the Egyptians, so to speak, fleeing he fled Egypt for a higher purpose. But if he would have doubted himself, or if he would have second guessed how the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, or Yahweh was dealing with him at that time, would he have split the Red Sea?
Mm-hmm.
Would he have delivered the Israelites out of the Egyptian grasps?
Yeah.
Would he have did all these different things, establishing the temple, the tabernacle, through the priesthood and things of that nature? Elevated men in the spirit. If he was always doubting himself,
That's right.
he wouldn't have got nowhere, man. He had to put all those doubts and all those emotions, all that what the scriptures call it, earthly thoughts, mortal thoughts. He had to put all those mortal thoughts in the trunk, man. And he latched that trunk tight.
and he had a clear scope, a clean and concise focus about the things that was required of him, and he didn't second guess it because what the Lord commanded him through through the Spirit. Now we don't have the same intimate connection as we did in the ancient world, where the Lord would actually personally come talk to us. So sometimes that'll get in your way. But guess what? We have inscribed writings. We have the tablets that Moses actually got from the Most High, as well as prophets and kings and men of the Lord. And these writings are still voiced through the mouth of the Lord, through us, through these different letters and pages, through these inscriptions. So even when you're going through these different things in your walk, you still have the value of the scriptures right beside you that's going to always validate that you are chosen, that you are blessed, that you are strong, that nothing is impossible. And you have to revolve and constantly meditate upon those words, and don't let anything hinder you or drag you out of them. You got something?
Yeah, I have something.
Okay.
This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 10. It says, look at the generations of old and see, did ever trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and was confounded? You know, so like the brother was saying, you know, hey, we have to put our trust in the Lord, man. You know, we actually have to believe that he's dealing with us, or else, you know, we won't get anything accomplished, man. You know, hey, you are your biggest enemy, man. You know, so don't let, you know, your fleshly desires, you know, or your weaknesses hinder you from believing that the Lord is dealing with you, man. Because He is, man. If you have this knowledge, this wisdom and knowledge, you believe that you're an Israelite. You believe that the apostles and elders were set up, you know, for guidance, you know, to be men of the Lord. Hey, then you have to have that confidence, man. You know,
and you gotta remember, you know, this is home stretch. You know, this race is getting harder. That means your focus has to be there. Your focus has to be in the game, man. You know, when you think about these professional basketball players, these you know, Olympic gold medalists, so to speak, their head is in the game, man. You can't divert their attention, no matter if it's thousands of people in the crowd booing at them. You got all kind of signs berating them. You got you know, different things to basically lower their morale so that they don't accomplish their goal, which is the championship. And it's the same thing now. We have scoffers on the comment board that's constantly trying to pull down our spirits. You know, we're not the men of the Lord, the apostles and elders is this, that, and the other. We this, that, and the other. We ain't nothing but niggas. We ain't even Israelites. Or you'll have brothers that of the Northern Kingdom. They'll say that you're not an Israelite. You a goddamn Mexican.
Yeah.
You know, you're not an Israelite. You're not God's chosen. You're a fucking Puerto Rican. You know, they'll say all these ill things. But that's just haters, man. The Lord had haters. It was plenty of men that hated the prophets and that doubted the words that they actually spoke. But the thing is, those men, they had to hold intact the faith of Yahweh Shema Shai. Look at Noah. How many people doubted him? But did he not prophesy for the space of 100 years? And he didn't underestimate himself. All right, if he underestimated the Spirit of the Lord dealing with him, he wouldn't have built that ark. He would have, man, you know, Lord ain't dealing with me. If the Lord gonna kill everybody, what makes me greater than these individuals? Well, you know, maybe I am a fool for building this ark. Let me just put the hammer down, so to speak. Let me put the plow, you know, or the, you know, the whatever tools that he used to the nails, whatever, how he fastened that ark. If he would have put it down and half-assed with the building of that ark, when the flood would have came, he would have got drowned and there would have been nobody on the earth, man.
That's right, bro. I had a precept just because you know, was speaking about Noah, you know, and the faith that he had. This is Sirach 44:17. It says, Noah was found perfect and righteous. In the time of wrath, he was taken in exchange for the world. Therefore was he left as a remnant unto the earth when the flood came.
That's beautiful. It said, therefore it was left a remnant on the earth when the flood came. And it was through Noah's perfectness and the righteousness that he displayed in the time of evil and wickedness. And he didn't let the evil and the wickedness consume him. You know, basically darken and blindfold him from the path and the duty that was required of him. He kept building. He kept perfecting himself. He kept enlarging and magnifying himself while on earth. So it's the same thing with us. You know, and of course we're low, so to speak. You know, you feel like, all right, man, Noah was a heavy guy, you know, in the spirit. Think about Yahweh Shai. You read about Paul and the miracles they displayed, the thousands of individuals that crowded around them to hear the voice of which they spoke. And you look at yourself, you might be sickly, you might have certain infirmities, you might be overweight, things of that nature. Probably grew up in a one parent household, low income household. May not have a car. You might be riding a bus to camp. So all these things will peg at you, and you'll in turn underestimate yourself.
Okay.
But you can't let any of these things throw you out your groove, throw you out your sync, man. You got to think even some of the greatest, it was a time where they wasn't great. Michael Jordan, they say he rolled the bench, man.
Okay.
You had certain basketball players that everybody looked at him like he was gonna flop.
Yeah, he got cut.
Yeah, certain individuals got cut. You got certain individuals that established these which we did a lesson on, multi-billion-dollar industries, that a lot of people rejected them.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't see the vision, but what? They believed in the vision. So we have to likewise believe in the vision.
That's right,
and don't shy away from it. And that's why I want to get this scripture to get out that shy mentality. Sirach 20 and 22. There is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness.
That meaning being too humble. Because the scriptures speak about having pride. And men try to carve themselves into having that humbleness, being humble. But in all actuality, it can hurt you, man. Because your belief can be taken away from you. People in the world will run over you, man.
That's true. That's very true. Sometimes you'll humble yourself to the point where you don't even stand up for yourself, and that's not a good thing. And a lot of those things, it's good to be humble, but characteristics have to branch out of your humility. Courage has to be an attachment to your humility. Confidence, honor, all these things, but you still keep the basis of yourself lowly, because the root of the word humble goes into humility, and really humiliate or humus, which really means to be low at the ground. You at the bottom, you feel like you're at the bottom, but still the Lord does call us gods, man. It says ye are gods, so still it has to be a level of balance and understanding that even though I am low, the Lord is spiritually dealing with us as a nation. We're the chosen nation, we're the chosen seed, and amongst the chosen, I'm called. So as it is written, put on therefore as the elect. The elect are not gonna let things throw them out of their groove, man. You have this book is of the elect. All these men that died are of the elect. And when you read about them and you see the spirit of Yahweh Shai, the spiritual virtues that they displayed, how they never second guessed and got through off the track from the beginning to the end, that should motivate you to never fall short. Job, he lost it all. Paul, he had to go through those 3 ministries, and in the midst of those ministries, he had to suffer temptations. He was jacked up. Certain people wanted to kill him. But guess what? He kept pushing. So it's endless possibilities to what we can accomplish through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. When you read about Ezra, Nehemiah, when you read those different books, they was building the temple in the midst of captivity. Here it is, they've just been broken and compromised as a nation. If their spirits was low and if they felt like they couldn't accomplish nothing, they wouldn't have built that temple. But they did. The Maccabees. You had the whole nation that conformed to the ways of the Grecians, but did the Maccabees turn their back? Did they underestimate the power that was dealing with them? And it was only a few of them. The Maccabean household and the men that attached themselves to the as the dynasty is known as the Hasmonean dynasty. They believed in the Lord. Sometimes they had to flee, like it was written. They fled to the wilderness and ate of the herbs. But guess what? They still believed that they was going to get to the finish line. And it was only a few of them, man. And we even have leaders in secular history. When you think about individuals like Nat Turner, man. Nat Turner didn't underestimate himself, and he was in the cusp of slavery, man. That was the rawness of. He was in a time of straight raw slavery, man. And look how far he got with the brigade or the battalion of men that housed itself around Nat Turner, and everybody still looks at him as an inspirational figure unto this day, positively and negatively. But they know without a shadow of a doubt he was very, very influential. So we still have to we still have to walk after our forefathers as it is written. We have to keep the path of the men of old. You got some? If not, I'm gonna bring out this one scripture.
Yeah, I have some.
Okay, you can bring it.
It's Proverbs 10:3. It says, "The Lord will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famish, but He casteth away the substance of the wicked."
Yeah, and sometimes you'll you might have dreams that might be messing with your head. Sometimes, demons. You might have that voice that's always talking big boy shit in your ear. And some men end up giving into it, and the voice never calms down, so to speak.
Nope.
It only stops when you over exude it, so to speak. When you throw it through the spirit. When you achieve your accomplishment, so to speak, and you see, all right, man, I did it. It ain't no doubting at this point. It comes like the saying, they had the saying on Dr. Strange, we never kill our demons, but we
learn to live above them.
Yeah, we learn to live above them. So those demons are always around you. They're always present. They're present now. Click off that video. These guys don't know what they're talking about.
Don't watch that. Don't watch that video of Apostle Hart. Listen to some nigga music.
Yeah.
That's the demons. That everybody in the world, man, including us, have to deal with our demons, man.
Yeah.
But the difference is, like the brother was saying, is, we learning to live above our demons, man. But by mortifying the deeds, man. You got it.
And just like it tells you in Ezra, it says, this is the fight where man was placed on the earth. So this is a constant fight, and it's a constant struggle, and it's not an external struggle; it's an internal struggle. But nonetheless, it's a fight, and we all have to overcome through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. That's why you have prayers. That's why you have meditation. That's why you have the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to rely on at all times. And you can't deviate or track away from it, because right when you do, that's when you get caught out there. And then you thought underestimating was bad. Now you got slews of demons. Now you got multiple things that you got to fight against. And the like I said, the second worst is worse than the first. So I got this scripture. And you had anything else?
Nah, that was all.
I'll just take this and close, or read this and close. This is 2nd Ezra 7, and I'll start at 55. And that the faces of them which have used abstinence shall shine above the stars, whereas our faces shall be blacker than darkness. For while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, and we trying to get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say. For this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people while he lived, saying, choose the life that thou mayest live. Nevertheless, they believe not him through what? Underestimating the spirit, nor yet the prophets after him, no, nor me, which have spoken unto them. So it's certain men that even underestimated the nation. And that's the problem with our people. They don't see the vision in so-called Israelites, or so-called black people, which are Israelites, so-called Latino people, which are Israelites.
Because they believe, or Esau painted the picture that we the bottom of the totem pole, man. We the lowest people there is, man. But in all actuality, according to the scriptures, man, we the apple of the Lord's eye, man. And that comes with belief, man. And with knowing that's why we the kind of the topic that we're going on is overcoming, man. Overcoming certain things so that you will be able to grow, and not let demons, control you. You're actually letting the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua you're following it. You know.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. You know, you brothers stay in the spirit. You know, stay following. Like we said, don't underestimate yourself. No, you know, you have an estimate for yourself, and estimate yourself to greatness. Put that measure high. Don't always put yourself. You know, of course, you got to low. Like Scripture says, the greater thou art, the more humble. So you still have to lower yourself, so that there's no, you know, so pride doesn't sneak in, and you start to become haughty-minded, arrogant, and things of that nature. Because that's still negative in itself. But it's still always about finding that perfect balance and fulfilling the role that the Lord assigned each and every one of us to.
That's right.
Whether you're a captain of 50, a captain of 10, a captain of 5, bishop, you know, a priest, you know, whatever the Lord actually has in your spirit, that's the talent that the Lord gave you. That's the position that the Lord allotted you, and accomplish it, man.
That's right, bro.
No second guessing, no doubting, through faith. And if you don't have faith, pray for more faith. Yahweh Shema Shah, not the liar. I'm a one. Give to me faith. You know, or increase my faith. Kotara, I'm a one. You know, play with it. You know, to get to harvest and to cultivate that belief within yourself. So, you know, that's all we have for you, Akim. Hopefully, you brothers are edified. We're going to end it by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. And Shalom, Akim.
Shalom.